Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about something that we see every single day, but we might not quite understand. Our hair and our skin are constantly speaking to us, saying, like, hey, we need more nutrition here. We need more minerals there. Hey, we're dying here. And if we're just paying attention just a little bit more and taking care of our skin and our hair just a little bit more intentionally, then we really could do a lot better in our daily lives. Welcome to Life Reassembled. This is the podcast where we learn how to reassemble our lives. I'm Julie Renee. I'm a life coach specializing in trauma recovery and a speaker. Together, we're going to be exploring what it really means to reassemble our lives on the rock after we've spent our entire lives piecing it together on sand. Here, we're going to talk about healing the mind, renewing the spirit, and organizing the parts of our lives that were once overwhelmed by complete chaos. Each episode is a space for reflection, faith, and practical steps for living with peace and intention. So, take a deep breath with me, settle in with some warm coffee, and let's begin reassembling our lives, piece by piece, together. So here at Life Reassembled, we're talking about every single way that we can reassemble our lives to making our lives better, easier, and more productive. Did you guys know that our skin is the largest organ in our body? And is it our primary role of protection? So if we can take care of our shield, our body's shield, our protection, then we can go a long way. So I know that there's a lot of different products out there, a lot of different things that we're still learning about our skin and our hair and how to take care of it the best way. And honestly, the less is best. From all my research and then obviously doing things on my own, I've learned less is best. And it really is a big key component of our nutrition. You guys, reassembling our nutrition and how we take food in and the foods that we don't take in really matter into every single part of our external and internal lives. It is so good from our brains to our toes and inside and out. Nutrition is so valuable. And if you think about it, God breathed this into existence. Not only did he breathe man into existence, but he also did that with our trees, our bushes, our fruits, our vegetables, our plants, our flowers, all these amazing things. He breathed. Let it be. And so it was. And everything that he created was good. And he created it for us. What an amazing and loving and generous God that we have. And so we have the tools today to take care of our skin and our hair and every part of our bodies. And if we can reassemble how we purchase food, how we grow our food, where we get our food, this matters so much in reassembling our daily lives. Our skin helps regulate our temperature. It supports our immunity and it maintains hydration. Our skin matters more to us than we think it is, and we need to be taking care of it a lot more than we have been. When we get cuts and scrapes, has anybody ever done this, or am I the only one? When you get like this really weird cut on your finger, and it's in a weird spot, and you just don't take care of it, maybe you'll wash it off or whatever, but you have no time to get the bandages for it or anything like that. And then it gets infected, and then it gets worse, and it's just ugly, and then you have to cover it up anyway, and it takes forever to heal. This is so bad, and I have been guilty of this more than once because I'm like, I don't know where the Band-Aids are right now. I don't want to go find it, and I just keep moving on in life. And then it gets infected because there's dirt and debris and just in the air, and it's just horrid. It's just absolutely horrid. And, if somebody sees it, they're like, what happened to your finger? And you're like, oh, I was so lazy that I let it get infected. Little things like this really do matter, guys. And then I know there is so much controversy on sunscreen. So from my research, and please do your own research, but from my research, we do need sunscreen, but we need the right sunscreen. So there are certain chemicals that we went through this huge season, especially in America. I don't even know if they have sunscreen in other places. I want to find that out. People, let me know if you guys are from Europe or anywhere around the world. Do you guys use sunscreen, or is it just here in America that are just like, are we kind of crazy? But I do understand, especially where I live, we get a lot of sun exposure. We live in the desert and it's not only hot, so we have to stay hydrated, not just with water, but with electrolytes. But our skin also needs that extra help with protecting our skin from the sun. And we, as a nation, I guess, have gone a little overboard on the sunscreen, and you have to apply it at the right time, and you can't have this chemical in it because that chemical causes skin cancer, which is ridiculous to me, thinking like, oh my gosh, there's sunscreens out there that cause skin cancer. Are you kidding me? Like, no, it's just, I'm not going to go into it because I could go into a tangent about how so many products should not be even on the shelves for people to purchase, because there are people who want to get the right stuff, but they don't have the money for this. And it's a huge jump between like the cheap sunscreen for like $3, $2, whatever it may be, to getting the stuff that you actually need, which is closer to like $10 or even more. I got this sunscreen online one time, beef tallow, had all this stuff in it and the zinc and this and that. And it didn't have any of the nasty chemicals. And it was this tiny little bottle. And I want to say it was like $15. And I know it gave me the size online, but then when I received it in the mail, I was like, okay, this was a lot smaller than I want it to be. So I purposely used it just on my face and my neck, and I used it sparingly to make it last as long as possible. But I also need to make sure that my shoulders are covered, and like, the top of your knees. And, there's certain parts of your body that need more sunscreen than others, and it needs the right sunscreen. So I would use like different sunscreen that was not as fancy, so to speak, on these other parts. But it's really good to have sunscreen, especially if you're going to be exposed in the sun for longer than 15 minutes. Usually you can do 15 minutes and your skin's actually like, yes, thank you for the sun. And if you guys listen to past episodes, I'm an advocate for getting sunlight first thing as soon as you possibly can in the morning, getting it on your eyes, close your eyes, but get it on your eyelids and let it be on your skin. And you only need like 10, 15 minutes of that and your you're good. You're set with your melatonin for the day because it resets all that, gets you ready for sleep as soon as you wake up. I love things like that. And then also too, like we need those vitamins. The sun is so healthy for us. It has a lot of natural healing power. When God spoke the sun into existence, it wasn't by accident, like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's kind of cool. It can help heal. I mean, we use the sun's energy for so many other things. We need to use it for our own benefit. But some people have jobs where you're in the sun all day long. And honestly, sunscreen can only do so much there. You really need to cover up. And it's hard because you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to be hot all day. So the best thing to do, honestly, is to cover up and having the right materials. And if you look at people who live in other desert areas, America, you guys, I'm included in that because I'm an American. Like, we're crazy. But you have to cover up. You look at people in the Middle East, they're also in the desert and they're constantly covered up, but they're wearing this beautiful Egyptian cotton, or they're wearing like a very specific linen, right? All these things that are very breathable for air, but they're covering themselves up from the sun. So you have to be very careful. And there's always a way to do this. And, I had extra scarves. Somebody gave me scarves, which was amazing. So I didn't have to spend any money on that. And what I would do for the longest time is I would wear a scarf when I was driving to cover up my, especially I lived far away at that time, as you guys know. I lived so far away from my family for a season of my life. And so I was constantly in the car, and like, you know how your driving arm is just like sitting there in the sun for a long time. So I had to cover that up in my neck with a scarf. I didn't have money for a sunscreen, even for the $2 one at that time. But it was a way, I figured out a way to cover myself up that was still breathable. So be creative. There are ways, depending on where you're at financially, where you're at in your season. Just be aware of protecting your skin and staying hydrated. And then by the time, we've talked about this before, by the time you're thirsty, it's already too late. You're already past hydration. It's the same thing when you're eating. You're full before your brain knows you're full. So you can accidentally overeat. So that's why you have to eat slow. So it's the same thing. It's just a little bit at a time, little stages at a time, staying hydrated, keeping our skin healthy. And if you do see any type of skin issues or rashes or irritations, something's off, go see somebody straight away about it, because you just never know what that is. And it's better to take care of it sooner than later. And our skin is constantly telling us what's going on inside of our bodies. So if there's something going on and your skin is showing some type of irritation of some kind, let's get it taken care of straight away. And again, if you can use more of a natural product for the external, the better. My recommendation would be to use little to no products. But if you do have to use product, you have Google, you have Safari, you have research tools. If you're listening to this podcast, you're able to get online, go to the library for free and do some research like, hey, what is the most natural thing I can put on my skin right now? And do what's best for you. Try different things out and what works best for you. And there's a lot more information out there, a lot more people trying things and all this and that. And then yesterday, I watched something about your hair, and I've already stopped washing my hair every single time I take a shower because I noticed that it's damaging it more. And my hair used to be so beautiful and thick, and it's not as much. Now, I know a big part of that is my lack of nutrition that I had, especially when I was with my ex, and the stress, the chronic stress, guys, kills your hair. It ruins your hair, and it made my skin ugly too. Like, I've had to work so hard on getting my skin to look younger, like more like my age. It's taking me forever to look more like my age because that stress aged me by like 10 years. You guys, I don't even have any photos, thank God, of that season in my life anymore. But if I did, you would see like how horrible my skin and my hair was because of the chronic stress. And then obviously I wasn't able to get the nutrients that I needed either. So it was just like I was not helping myself. It was like I was deprived of everything that my body needed, everything that God gave me. I was just completely deprived of it. And I was dying in many different ways. And that also included my health, my nutrition, my skin, and my hair also suffered from that. And it's harder to get your hair back, I've noticed, especially for me. So I'm doing more research on how to take care of my hair more, doing what I can to get it what it needs. And so I do know that washing it less has helped. And then there's like something I watched, like I was talking about last night, how, to put oils and conditioner on it to help it from the water drying it out. I thought that was insane. So I just watched a video on it. I haven't tried it myself yet, but I would love to know, has anybody have done that? Where you kind of oil your hair, you condition your hair ahead of time for like 15 minutes. I believe she said you wrap it up, keep it together, and then take a shower. And then that way the water doesn't damage and break your hair. That makes sense to me, especially if you have hard water or even soft water. Man, I hate washing my hands in soft water. I love it because it's easier to clean afterwards, but my hands get so dry from the soft water. I don't know what chemical they put in there. I do put lotion on my hands actually now every single time I wash my hands. However, when it comes to like the soft water, it is like, I can't wait. It has to be done straight away. My skin dries so fast. And then if you guys ever gone to those, anywhere that has industrial soap, doesn't that dry out your hands too? Oh my gosh, I can't stand going to anywhere that has the industrial soap. I almost want to just skip the soap. It's so bad because I'm like, I don't know if this is even helping at this point. I'd rather wash my hands and then use hand sanitizer. Like, I don't trust this soap. Is that even working? And then it dries out everything in my hands afterwards. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic, but it is technically part of your skin. So I have noticed that I've been getting more plump skin in especially my hands lately, that I've been using more lotion after washing it. And so I'm doing more research on my hair. That's my next thing. But I do know the basics. And so this episode is really about the basics. Knowing why it's important to take care of our skin and our hair. And it might seem, honestly, like that's what wealthy people do. And that's what, I will do if I have more money, or that's what I'll do if. And you keep pushing it aside. I know for me, that was a big thing, especially when I was poorer than dirt. And so taking care of my body was so last on my list because I just was concentrating, like, I just want to be able to eat something today. You know what I mean? Has anybody ever been there? Now, thank God I'm not in that position anymore, but I know what that's like. And there is a way, because I figured it out, to reassemble your life where you're getting the nutrition bare minimum. That should be the bare minimum, is getting the nutrition and the hydration, because you're taking care of like 80% of your body's problems and issues with that alone. And I know it's like, oh my gosh, but it's more expensive. Well, it might be for a minute. And it might be if you have to purchase everything. There's creative ways of growing your own food, and start small. Start with, okay, what is the one thing I can grow inside my home? I don't care if you live in an apartment, if you live in a place that gets no sun, there's always a way to grow your own food. You just got to do research and try. It's all about just making it a priority in your life. And if you have any issues with trying to start a new project or finishing a goal, I created a program called Create a Mission, Not a Goal. And in that, we put whatever goal we have at the top. Like, hey, so let's say that your goal is, I want to have nutrition as my foundation in my diet. I want to have more foundation. And then what we do is we break it down into manageable steps. And we put it into a way that it's very hard for you not to complete that goal. I've been working on this for years, and I've taken my own life experiences, and every goal that I've turned into my life that actually happened was because I put it through this system in some way or another. And the system now works faster for me because I'm able to get through it because I've been doing it so much. I can put any goal in the top part. You guys can't see in my hand. I'm like physically taking the goal and I'm moving it to the top. So I'm putting the goal right here. And then I put in that system where I'm able to take care of it and get it done. And so if you guys want any information about that, I'll have links in the description. It's on my website. You can go in there. And it's called Create a Mission, Not a Goal. So there's always a way to do it. There's always a way to do it, guys. And if you need help with more hand holding in that, like, hey, how do I even start this? You don't know what's going on in my season. My life is like this. And what you're saying sounds nice, but I don't even know how to even really put that into practice. I got your back. I got your back, because I created a process where I'm holding your hand through your current season. I know that when I was with my ex, I needed someone like me to be like, hey, this is my season. This is the junk. This is what's going on. Here's all this stuff. How do I get through this? How do I even manage this? My life was so overwhelming with everything horrible and evil and going wrong. And I was trying to go past survival in that state. And I needed someone like me. I need that hand holding where I could physically get in there and take care of this situation. So I got you. So now I'm on this side of it saying like, hey, it can be done. And I don't want you guys to be by yourselves doing this. There are programs that I have that you can do it by yourself, because some people, you can do that, which is fantastic. But there's other people like me who like, nope, I need help in my specific situation. How do I create this? How do I make this happen? So all the links will be provided. I just want to put that out there if you guys need it. And if you guys are looking for skin products that are going to be amazing, they're going to be natural, they're going to be organic, they're going to actually help you succeed in your goals and your missions with taking care of your skin, I highly recommend. This is a company that I use personally. I'm seeing a significant change in my skin. And within the first week, I already saw a difference. I was so blown away. It's called Wholly Loved, and I will also leave the link in the description below. You guys, check her out. She ships, she's local to me, but she ships to you, so you don't have to worry about being local to her. And I highly recommend it. Read the reviews. She's a mama, And she created this because her newest baby was having this horrible skin issue. And she tried everything, just like I have in the past, and I'm sure you have in the past, and nothing was working. Even if it said organic, it wasn't truly organic because of the roots of where it came from, or whatever the case may be, or it was diluted in some way, you know? And so she was like, okay, I'm done with this. So she went to work because this was her baby, and she wanted to make sure like his skin could be taken care of because this poor kid was just having so many issues. And so she made sure that every single ingredient, the root, the base, has nothing in it that it shouldn't have in it. And then she put these ingredients together and she created all these different products, and she's still creating more. Check her out. She's absolutely amazing. Beautiful woman. If you guys aren't even friends with her yet, you're missing out because she's awesome. So check her out. I have the links below and try it for yourself. Like, honestly, try it for yourself. But for somebody who I'm working on the internal portion of it, I've been changing my nutrition and getting a lot of that, which has helped significantly. But I was still having a hard time with the external skincare routine. And how do I make this happen? And I'm a minimalist. I don't like to wear a lot of makeup. I don't like to put a lot of stuff on. It takes me 5 minutes to get ready for the day, right? I don't want to spend 10 hours doing this, that, and the other. It's just too much. So this is a great way to get the skincare routine in, take care of your skin quickly on the external portion of it, and then move on the rest of your day. And it's not sponsored. I really honestly love this product so much, but I'm not sponsored by her. I just love it. And I told her, I got permission to talk to you guys about it, and I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity for that. So nutrition, you have to take care of it internally with what you're taking in and what you choose not to take in, and then also externally. And you guys got this. I'm in your corner. We have all those free links. We have programs to help you in your next stages. We want to make sure that you guys are taken care of. And if you don't even know where to begin, you're like, oh my gosh, this sounds great, but I'm just trying to figure out how to put one foot in front of the other right now. What's going on with that? I have a free identity blueprint on my website. Go check it out. And it's a way to just kind of see, it's a self-evaluation. And it's self-guided. You just take your time on it, and you're able to just it just asks the right questions of where you're at right now and help you evaluate like, hey, what's going on and where to go from here. And through that process, I've had so many people say, oh my gosh, that was so helpful. And now I feel like I'm able to do X. Now I'm able to do Y, and whatever it may be. They're able to move on to the next steps because we just get stuck sometimes. We kind of get in a rut, or we get to this place where in our lives we're like, where am I at? And a big part of it is our identity. We identify ourselves with so many different things or who we are. And sometimes that is what needs to be reevaluated. And sometimes we don't realize that our identity is caught up in things that it shouldn't be. And I've attested to that. I've shared that here on the podcast before, where my identity was caught up in my position multiple times. Now that I'm thinking about it, but even just recently, after I've shifted all this, after my life has been reassembled and I'm moving forward, I went through a 2-week depression because my identity was in something I didn't realize. And when that was ripped away from me, I was lost. So I don't want you guys to be in that situation either. Having an identity blueprint really just kind of brings you back to your center, and it's constantly changing. So that's why I like to have it on there. You're more than welcome to take it more than once. It's completely free. I just wanted you guys to have access to it and be able to move forward in discovering who you are, who God created you to be, and getting your foot, not only one foot in front of the other, but living by faith that He's got your back. He's created you for a reason. And anything that He designed, it will come. And it's just, we have to sometimes figure out what that is. And we have to get all the junk and the noise and the distractions and the overwhelm out before we can actually do that. So it's there for you guys. I love you guys. Take care of your skin. Take care of your hair. If you know anybody who would benefit from this podcast, please share it with them. Love to get the word out. And I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you for joining us for today's conversation on Life Reassembled. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who is also rebuilding their life. because none of us are meant to do this alone. To keep growing with us, join us on the Life Reassembled Facebook community. Check out our free identity blueprint on our website, or learn more about our coaching and upcoming courses at reassembledlife.com. That's re-assembledlife.com. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Life Reassembled for daily encouragement and resources. Remember that healing doesn't happen overnight, but every small step forward is part of reassembling your life.